Good evening, Mr. President, members of the council. Thank you for having me. For the record, Daniel Toscano, 15 Broad Street, Suite 610, Boston, Mass. 02109. I represent the Poplar family who's present in court. I was going to say courtroom, to practice for a trial all day. Present here, we got Tricia, Mom, Rick, and Diane. And this is for Cleveland Place. For those who don't know where the site is, Cleveland Place is right off of Margaret Street. It connects Margaret Street, actually cut through Margaret Street to Snowhill Street. Poplar family has owned and lived at this property for over 60 years. It's a single-family, three-story building. Years ago, it was a three-family, and it was converted to a single-family. And Diane and Ricky and the Poplar family have been there forever, for over 60 years. So we're seeking your support to change the occupancy from a single-family back to a three-family. And we want to add a one-story addition to this property. The property is going to always remain 100% owner-occupied. Diane and Ricky live on the first floor. They're going to continue to live on the first floor. The second floor is going to be another one-bedroom unit. It's going to be occupied by their son, Ricky Popolo, and then the new addition, the third floor, and the addition, which is really a 19-foot addition, which brings the foot of the height of the building up to 45 feet, is going to be occupied by Tricia and her boyfriend, Matt, who's here today, and that is the general contractor who's going to be working on the project. And so it's going to be 100% owner occupied. Currently, I go through some of the violations. We have a hearing date in February, I believe February 23rd, before the ZBA. We have a few zoning violations. This property, we have the FAR violations. Currently, the FAR is at 2.7. When we increase the property to the 45 feet in height, it's going to go over 5 FAR, so 5.1. So it's a lot higher than what you see usually in the North End, and even when people are going to increase their property, it doesn't get that high. However, this is a small lot. It's approximately 637 square feet lot, so when you're adding up, the FAR is going to increase. The other violations that we see is the open space. In this multifamily residential subdivision, you have to allow for 100 square feet per unit of open space. We're going to have a private roof deck, which is going to be exclusive use of the third floor unit, which is going to be for Tricia Popolo. However, that's not going to, we're not putting any additional balconies in there to accommodate for the open space, but there's just not enough living space within each unit to add that open space to these units. So we're going to be seeking relief for the open space. Off-street parking is always a violation that we see here in the neighborhood. Since we're increasing the occupancy from 1 to 3, so we're short some parking spots, and we're certainly not putting parking at this particular site. So we're seeking some relief from that parking violation. The rear yard setback is another common violation that we see here in the neighborhood. In a multifamily residential subdivision, you have to set it back 12 feet from the building behind it, but we're right up against the property line. The existing building is against the property line. So I'll tell you a little bit about the plans. As you can see, they're up here on the board, and I passed out some plans for you here. The addition, right now, the building is 27 feet in height, but if you add the head house, it's about 35 feet in height, but you don't calculate that according to the height. We're adding approximately 19 feet to 45 feet. So really, the addition is going to be the new residential unit for Tricia, and that it's going to be 19 feet. It's going to be one big floor, but with a mezzanine level in between. So that mezzanine level is going to take up half the room. You're going to be able to look over down to see into the living space on the third floor, and that's why we call it a mezzanine level. And then on the top, fourth floor is going to be two bedrooms, and then access to the roof. So really, we're adding one big floor with a mezzanine level inside that unit. But it's going to be 100% owner occupied, and they've been there, like I said, over 60 years, and we talked to all our butters, so I think there's a tremendous amount of support for the Poplar family. Staying under, even if we don't add the head house to the height of the building, but even if we add the head house, it's only going to be up to 54 feet head house. So, answer any questions?
Yeah, is that a fire escape on the front?
The fire escape in the front. The reason why there's a fire escape because under the code now you have to have 2 means of egress, usually a second staircase. The units, lot is so small, you just can't add another staircase that would meet code. It would just take up the entire floor plan, so we're gonna put some fire escapes in the front of the building.
But the building will be sprinkled?
Building will be 100% sprinkled, yes.
Just to clarify, the building will go up to 47 feet, but will
45.
reach, or 45, then reach 54 with the new head house.
That's the head
not
out, yes,
currently one.
correct. But you don't count in terms of calculations of the height of the building, unless it's a particular side, we don't calculate that. But we calculated it on this plan, just so you see it. And to its right, if you're looking at the building to its immediate right, there's a building that's about 55 feet. Building to the left is we're gonna be matching the building to the left, which is at the corner of Cleveland Place and Margaret Street. But then as you go, then there's buildings behind it, there's really the Margaret Street buildings that extend, so not blocking any windows or sunlight or views.
And the new head house is strictly to get access to.
Access is just gonna accommodate the stairs to the roof.
I think obviously, Cleveland Place says it's some issues in terms of access for construction vehicles and all that stuff. Can you talk a little bit about how that would work?
Well, Matt is here, Matt's gonna be the contractor, he can tell you a little bit about construction. Certainly, the construction's gonna be, there was concern at the abutters meeting as, noise and everything else, but, I mean, we're certainly gonna work within the time frame that the city allowed you to work, but most of it, I think, is gonna be labored up,
Yeah,
but there's
the
not
biggest-
much demo, right? I mean,
Right, and the biggest concern from the abutters was to not have a dumpster in Cleveland Place, so we agreed that it would be trucked out each year, that area, and trucks will move, so that stays, you can't really drive through with the cars are in there a lot, that way it stays clear at the end of the day.
so there's no demolition, I mean, there's gonna be interior renovation, so nothing's gonna be ripped down, so really just adding on to what's existing.
Any other questions from the board?
Yeah, how many people are living there now? How many will be living there when they're all said and done?
Diane and Rick,
Yeah.
then Rick,
My
Tricia and
brother,
Matt.
my son, there's four of us now.
4 now.
She
Yeah.
visits every day.
So
Unless we take Matt out, there's one less.
So 4 to 6,
It'll be 2, 4, 6.
4 to 6, 6.
Yeah.
Dan, doesn't seem to blend in the new addition.
The color is not the color. The architect did the color, made it darker so you can actually see the building. But the color it's red brick, what's there, and that's what's gonna be there. It was done purposely so you can actually stick out in the plan.
Any other questions from council? Any butters here who want to say something? What's your name?
Taking over,
Where you live?
I'm fine with that.
What's your address?
18 Cleveland Place?
Okay. Anybody else?
Olivia Samatra, I have 3 buildings, I manage them. 20 Cleveland Place, 21 Cleveland Place, 14. They're good neighbors, we want to keep our own, we're thrilled.
I do have a few letters from some butters that live on Cleveland Place in Margaret Street. Unfortunately, I have to make a copy, but letters of support that I'll email to you.
Okay. Anybody else, any other residents want to say anything?
Just the abutters to be notified.
Oh, Marie, how's it?
Yeah, we had
Yes.
a butters meeting on the 4th, and we had 4 neighbors show up, and everyone was in support and opposition.
Anybody else? Steve?
Steve Bascatelli, 406 Hanover Street. They came specifically to support the Poplar family on this petition. They've been dealing with it a very long time, as have I, so I'm crazy about the support of this project.
I'm Kim Garofalo, 18 Sheep Street, so my kitchen faces Cleveland Place. I've known them my whole life, I'm here to support them also.
Okay. All right, guys, you want to?
Wait, just one more.
Josephine Spelka. I live here in North Bennett Court. I know Diane and the Poplar family all my life, and I think they're wonderful people, and they should have the
You just saw
ability
my
to do this.
We love them. Yes.
All right, guys, you guys want to vote? Next, Dave.
President, thank you.
Let's make a motion.
I move to vote for the zoning of Cleveland Place, 3-story to a single-family dwelling, and 4-story plus mezzanine, 3-family dwelling.
Any second?
A second?